The only way I can be beat is if you cheat. If you cheat. If you play fair and square, I'm going to win. I mean...
Hey, you guys, what's up? Welcome back. It's Barb City where it's Liddy. Let's go on ahead and get right into it, y'all. I miss you guys. I've been so busy. I promise I will meet you guys in the comments. And with that, let's get right into it. So, the first topic is on Halle and DDG. We do have a court update, and I'm going to give my opinion as I read. This is what's being reported. During the hearing, Halle's attorney focused heavily on social media, accusing DDG of staging paparazzi during an ice cream outing with Halo and arguing the child should not appear online at all. They also pointed to harassment Halle has been receiving from DDG's fan base, including people following her and Halo in public. So, first of all, I just want to say this. I did see the ice cream video, and immediately I felt like it was staged. I'm not even going to lie.
Clock it. Clock it.
That's number one. I do believe that he had staged paparazzi. That's my opinion, you guys. Now, as far as his fan base being used against him, I feel like that's unfair because let's be clear, this man has millions of fans, right? How is he to control every last one of them? People that he's never even met before in his life. Yeah, he can get on his platform and say, hey, please leave my baby's mother alone. But that doesn't mean that they're actually going to do it, especially since most of his fans are children, allegedly. Now, the other part that I feel like is extremely unfair is for Halle to automatically assume that the person or the people that are allegedly following her are connected to DDG. First of all, it could be anybody. She's Halle Bailey. Am I calling her a liar? No, I'm not. I'm simply saying that there's a possibility that it could be anybody under the sun, and this person is in fact not connected to DDG. So, without proof, I feel like that's another thing that he should not be held accountable for.
Clock it. Clock it.
And real quick, I apologize about that loud mother effing car that just so rudely drove by. But anyway, this is what's also being said. For reasons discussed on the record and with no objection from either party, the court orders both parties to refrain from posting, uploading, or disseminating on the internet or social media platforms photographs, images, and or information regarding the minor child or causing any other person to engage in such posting, uploading, or dissemination per the documents filed by the Family Division of the Superior Court of California County of Los Angeles. Now, let's stop there. I totally agree with this, okay? I felt some type of way when they were telling only Halle that she could post Halo and DDG could not. I'm like, well, why can she post him and his father cannot? There should not be any restrictions keeping him from being able to upload his child. Now, I do understand that DDG was constantly streaming, right? And that would mean that he would be constantly posting Halo. But at the same time, Halle knew what DDG's career was before she got with him and before she chose to have a baby with him. And while she was telling all of us to mind our business.
Wow!
Also, DDG's lawyer denied any paparazzi setup, saying that he cannot control being filmed in public. The defense requested overnight visitation and proposed weekends and midweek visits. The schedule presented was every Saturday and alternating Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., along with a Wednesday midweek visit. They also agreed to monitored visitation to avoid any issues with filming or photography. The judge ordered that neither parent can post the child or each other online. Monitored visitation was approved, but both sides still need to agree on who the monitor will be. The case will continue on October 15th. So there is a little bit of growth here. I want to point out the fact that neither one of them objected to these things. Not just that, but there is a little bit of reading that I left out. DDG allegedly is allowed to contact Halle under a calm environment to discuss visitation. So the judge is allowing him contact with not only Halo, but Halle as well. Not just that, they're not disagreeing about every little thing. He's now allowed to see his son, with a little more leniency, if you ask me. Now, hopefully, they will get to where he can be with his son by himself. I don't feel like DDG needs supervised visitation. I just don't. But I'm happy that he is being able to see his son. I'm also happy that the court is being fair as far as neither one of them being able to post Halo online. But that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you guys think, and let's go on ahead and move forward into Bigfoot. So DJ Akademiks dragged Megan Thee Stallion so bad, okay? He said it doesn't matter if she is just saying it's dark outside. He is going to get up and go check for himself, because all Megan Thee Stallion does in his eye is lie.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. That's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. Save all the goddamn lie.
It all started during the Zoom meeting, or shall I say the Zoom deposition that DJ Akademiks was a part of. Allegedly, Roc Nation and Megan Thee Stallion's lawyers spent the deposition trying to convince DJ Akademiks that Tory Lanez was in fact guilty and he believed the wrong person. So before I play that clip, I do want to read this. And another thing that I want to point out is I feel like they were trying to trip him up on his words so that they can come back around and sue him later. Anyway, he posted to his Twitter and said, "Why Megan Thee Stallion and Roc Nation lawyers arguing with me during the deposition, trying to get me to say I believe Megan Thee Stallion? What the F? If Shorty told me it was raining outside, I'd have to get up and go check for myself. Too many lies. Just my opinion, though." And here is that clip. Hold on.
Testified to all of that. At the end of the day, the jury determined that there was sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Lanez, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Well,
what.
just to say that the jury believed her, right?
Yeah, well,
Objection as to form.
I would imagine they believed her. I don't know if did we do a polling of all these jurors? I mean, they voted overall.
Hold on, Mr. Allen. I think you and I already discussed that the jury came to their decision unanimously, right?
Yeah, but the decision that they came to was that Tory is guilty, not that they believe Meg Thee Stallion and everything she said on the stand. Like, was there a verdict on that? We don't know. I'm just saying I don't believe that chick at all.
Yes, it's called a guilty verdict for him having shot her. That is the verdict that they came to, right?
That but that's not necessarily mean they agreed with everything of her testimony. There was times she didn't remember things. It doesn't mean they agreed with everything she said. They agree with what the prosecutor alleges, but that's not necessarily means that a guilty verdict doesn't mean. I've seen many imperfect witnesses who get things wrong, may not be forthcoming on the stand, and they still get the favorable verdict. The verdict got nothing to do with Meg. This chick's a liar. That's point blank period. I don't know,
You believe that the verdict had nothing to do with the victim's testimony that she was shot by Tory Lanez.
Ma'am. Ma'am, you're cleverly but not cleverly trying to make me say something I'm not saying, so I'll state it on the record unequivocally. The jury believes that Tory shot Meg. The jury, from what I know, did not issue any statement, vote, or any opinion that they believed everything Meg said. Is one of the things Meg said that Tory shot her? Yes. So they believe that. However, the reason why I don't believe Meg in totality is that once I've deemed you as a liar, listen, they say don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. I kind of throw away everything you got to say. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me the sky's blue. I got to go check for myself. You're a liar. So that's my perspective. So if Meg told me today, hey, listen, it's raining outside, I'd be like, give me a second, and I would go outside and go look, and I'd be like, you're right.
Now, let me break down what DJ Akademiks is saying for all the slow people, okay? There are thousands of innocent people that are in jail today. Not just that, but regardless of what the juror's conclusion was and what the conviction was, he is still able to think with his own mind. And he feels like Megan Thee Stallion is a liar. He does not believe anything that she has to say. And the reason why is because she has been caught in so many lies. And you guys, that right there, what I just said is a fact. She was caught in so many lies during this case. In my opinion, the case really should have been thrown out. And I'm wondering why it even got this far in the first place. You guys already know my stance on this. I'm not going to get deep into it. But the main question is, did DJ Akademiks lie?
Hold the fuck up.
But anyway, let me know what you guys feel about that. And let's get into Bachiana. We have a lot to get into as far as number 11 goes, including something that I noticed about her and Doja Cat for the second time in 3 years. I'm clocking this tea. So, first of all, I want to start off with the video where she was doing promo for Imaginary Bars, okay? The video where people are talking about her possibly being pregnant, not only possibly being pregnant, but basically needing to use pregnancy in order to sell or bring attention to her music video. So first, let me play the clip. So first of all, you guys, let's be clear. In my opinion, Bachiana knows that she looks pregnant. She knows that that thing, which I believe is a belly button ring, makes her look like she has a pregnancy belly button when she's not wearing a two-piece. She is well aware of these things. And that is going to bring me to what I want to say next. But first, let's get into some of the comments from her fans on that video. The first person saying, "Am I the only one trying to see the belly? The belly button is already out. Baby, I know a prego belly when I see one." And another person said, "I know a baby bump when I see one." Number 11 responded to all of this on her Twitter and said, "But am I?" And this is exactly why I said she knows what she's doing. Her song Imaginary Bars flopped, and she was willing to do whatever it took to get some sympathy streams. Now, first of all, like I said, she knows that she looks pregnant. And if she was not pregnant, why try to make your fans believe that you are conveniently while you're doing promo, right? We all know allegedly Bachiana is highly insecure. She does not stay off the table. She does not have a baby and let her body naturally heal. She gets snatched right away. So yes, there is a chance that Bachiana is botched, right? There's a chance that that little bump we see around her belly button is a belly button ring. Maybe it's a hernia. Maybe she is in fact pregnant. But I think we can all agree that she had to do this because Imaginary Talent did flop. Now, with that being said, I want to get into a small reminder on how bad it did flop. And the reason why I have to do this is because I want to get into the topic about Doja Cat. So, as you guys can see here in this screenshot, I did a deep dive on how bad this flop was. If you guys want to check this video out, it was a key. It was definitely a time. But like I said, just for a reminder, Imaginary Bars did debut at number 147 on US Spotify, and the very next day it dropped off the charts completely. So that kind of gives you a feel of how bad it flopped on all the other platforms, to the point where, as you guys can see here, it is being predicted that Imaginary Talent is going to debut on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 71. And this is that chart in case you guys wanted to look at it. So keep this flop in mind. Keep these numbers in mind when we get into Doja Cat. Now, just really quick before I move forward, I want to go back to this tweet right here where Bachiana said, "But am I?" I promise you guys, mark my words. Now, since the blogs are throwing this question around whether she's pregnant or not, she's going to use that to her advantage. And she's going to say that she was referencing her album. Mark my words. Anyways, you guys, let's get into Doja Cat. Let me tell y'all something. Doja Cat knows that she is the better artist between her and number 11. She does not like the fact that just because number 11 has more number ones, or just because she is richer, for the most part, she's constantly being listed above Doja Cat on the charts. And Doja Cat don't like that. And she is going to take the time to prove that she is the better artist out of the two every single chance that she gets. Now, a lot of people have not noticed this. Just because Doja Cat and Cardi B took a picture together does not mean that they're cool. Take a look at this right here. Cardi B, aka number 11, announced her album on June 23rd and said that it will be out on September 19th. Now, if you take a look at this right here, On August 11th, she announced that Imaginary Bars was going to be out that following Friday. Take a look at Doja Cat's post that she made the following day on August 12th, where she announced that she too was putting out a single called Jealous Type. Not only was she putting it out, but she was putting it out 1 week after Bachiana, as you guys can see here. Bachiana said that her song Imaginary Talent was going to be dropped at midnight, and she made this post on August 14th. So again, when Doja Cat posted this on the 12th and said that her song was going to be out on the 21st, that is about a week after Bachiana's release, right? Not just that, but like I said, Bachiana posted this on August 14th. And what did Doja Cat do? Take a look right here. On August 14th, she announced that her album was going to be out. Not only did she announce that she's dropping her album, but it too is going to be released in September on the 26th, the following week after Bachiana. And the reason why I say Doja Cat does this to play in her face or kind of take attention from her is because every single time she does it, she ends up embarrassing Bachiana. Take a look at this screenshot. 10 days ago, Bachiana put out Imaginary Talent. And in those 10 days, she was able to get 4.6 million views. And now Doja Cat, 3 days ago, and she's already sitting over Bachiana in numbers already. And if you take a look at this right here, Jealousy Type by Doja Cat debuts at number 8 on the US Spotify chart with 1.6 million streams. It also debuts at number 14 on the global Spotify chart with 3.170 million streams. So again, you guys, Doja Cat is being very much funny. It's very obvious that every single thing she does performs better than every single thing Bachiana does, and she's going to prove it every time. Now, look at this screenshot. I do understand that this song by Doja Cat is a pop song, you guys. It is not considered a rap song. The genre is pop. So again, I'm not comparing the numbers. That's not what we're getting into here. I am pointing out what Doja Cat is doing to Bachiana. Now, speaking of rap and pop, let's go on ahead and add some razzle dazzle onto this video and get into none other than Nicki Minaj. And I actually want to bring this screenshot back on the screen. I did use this in Bachiana's topic because I was pointing out the fact that I am well aware that Bachiana's song is allegedly rap and Vi is supposed to be a pop song. So when you're speaking numbers, you cannot compare the two. And that was not the point that I was making. I was basically pointing out that Doja Cat, again, is always playing in Bachiana's face. But now I want to get into the topic as far as Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj goes and their numbers being compared. So this Barb did post and said, "This is not a rap song though. It's a pop song. Look at the genre. Let's not be dense booty." And the reason why they said this is because unfortunately, Nicki Minaj's rap song is being compared to Doja Cat's new song Vi, which is a pop song, as you guys can see here in this screenshot. And again, you cannot compare the two, which is exactly why they put Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl in the pop category in the first place. They knew if they left her in the rap category, there's a possibility that she was going to win. And if they put her in the pop category, her winning would be less likely, right? That's exactly why they did that. So take a look at this screenshot with that in mind Super Freaky Girl did debut with 3 million mother effing streams, right? Well, Doja Cat has in fact broken Nicki Minaj's record. As you guys can see here, Doja Cat's Jealous Type breaks Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl record for the biggest debut of a solo song by a female rapper on global Spotify, its final record. So that is big at the end of the day. Congratulations to Doja Cat. And the reason why I say this is because, as y'all can see here, Super Freaky Girl came out August 12th of 2022. And that tells me that nobody, including Doja Cat, has been able to break this record since 2022. And all of the girls have put out music. Now, the more interesting part about it is the fact that Doja Cat has not only put out music, but she has also put out rap music that has performed very well. So in order to break Nicki Minaj's record, she did have to go pop.
Clock it. Clock it.
Okay, and that's not to take from her at all, but y'all are really trying to be funny. Just because this girl has one song that performs well does not mean that she's the new queen of rap. There's so many records that Nicki Minaj holds till this day in 2025, and you guys are just jumping the gun over one song that's performing well. And another thing that I want to get into is what this Barb said. Super Freaky Girl did it without no music video. Also, Doja's song is not rap. So again, we did not get a video for Super Freaky Girl until like 2 weeks after the song was already out. Let's be very clear. So the numbers that it did pull, it pulled without a music video. So there is nothing to compare. Nicki Minaj is still the most streamed female rapper of all time. There's nothing to debate about. Anyways, let me know what you guys feel about all of those topics. Thank you for enjoying my mother effing blooper rolls because they was rolling, right? Anyway, remember, when in doubt, pull your mother effing blunts out. And until next time, I love you guys so much. Thanks.